Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you out there, wherever you are in the world. This is Samuel Anekan Udo. Welcome you to the Sam Online Academy. So, in this video, we'll continue our AutoCAD Plant 3D tutorial where we are modeling the structural skip for the closed drain tank, the closed drain vessel. So, today, we're going to continue from where we stopped in the previous class. So please, I would like you to subscribe to this channel, like the video, drop your comments, and click on the bell icon so that you'll be notified when I will post any video. So like I said, let's just move over to the software itself so that we can just continue our work. So now, in the previous video, this was where we stopped our work. We had gotten to this point. We have placed the beams, which was actually structural members, on the grid. So, but after placing the beams, these are we have the ones along the Y, the green ones along the Y direction, while the purple one is along the X direction. But after placing them, we saw that there was an overlap. The green one is overlapping into the purple one. And there is something here which is actually happening. There is something happening. If you check this place right now, you can see that there's a gap here. So this purple one was supposed to get to this end, get to this level. But there is a gap. There is a gap here. Over here too, there is a gap. I've already done the extension here, but let me take it back to how it will look like when you do it. Okay, so there is actually a gap here. So how do we close that gap? Normally, this gap should not exist. This beam along the X direction is supposed to get to this edge here. So what do we do? So we're going to start with that. We're going to move the beams along the X direction to the end, to the same level as the beam, the last beam here, along the Y. This beam must get to that edge. So when that happens, then when you're modeling the structural member and this happens and there is a gap and you need to drag in one or the other one, what do? All you need to just, we're going to click on this purple beam, the beam along the X. When you click along the beam, you'll see a dot. There will be a dot in form of a small square. Now we've highlighted this beam. We've selected this beam is highlighted, but there will be a dot. Now that dot is around here. That dot will be darker than the highlighted color. So when you see that dot, what do? You bring your cursor to that and place that dot. Now I've placed my cursor. You can see that it changes to like orange. The color changes to like orange. Let me take it away. The blue dot is around here. It's darker than the highlighted this. So when you see that dot, just bring your cursor and place it. Now the color has changed. When it changes, what do? Let me zoom in so that you can see the edge of the other side. Make sure that this other side is visible, this edge, because you have to move this till it gets to this level. So now I'm back at the dot. My cursor is over it. It's showing orange. So what do? When you with your cursor over it, you left click. When you left click, don't release the mouse. Left click, hold down the mouse, then drag your mouse towards this place. Then when endpoint appears, you click again, and that beam, you discover that it has been dragged to that level now. So for this to happen, that means your object snap here must be turned on. Endpoint snap must be on. So make sure that your endpoint snap, midpoint snap, center, geometric, all the one we're actually looking for to execute this job is the endpoint snap. So make sure it is turned on. Okay, so I've done this here. Let me go to the other corner. and repeat the same thing. So I need to drag this purple beam till it gets to this edge. What do I do? Just like before, you select it to highlight it. After selecting, the next thing is that you look for the blue dot. The blue dot is here. So the blue dot is just here. You put your cursor on it. You place your cursor, it changes to orange color. You click and hold down your mouse. Don't release. Don't release the mouse. When you click, just hold it down. Then move your mouse to this edge, the edge of the other beam, the level where you want the beam to stop. When you get there, you click again. When you get there, you release and click, left click once again, and automatically the other beam will move to that level. So now let me press escape. The beam is now at that level now. So we have this one, we have to move this one down to this level. So like I said that, what do? You select this beam, selecting, look for the dot. The dot is here. I place the cursor over the dot, it changes color. So what do I do now? I left click, I don't release my mouse, I come down here, endpoint shows, I release and then I click again, and the beam moves down there. Okay, so let me repeat the same thing over here. So select the beam, look for the dot, look for the dot. The dot is here. So you click on that dot, don't release it. Then let me go back to it. Click, don't release the dot. Then come here, click again. Escape. Discover that that beam has actually moved down there. So we've settled that one. All the beams are the X beams along the X direction are all in their proper positions. So what's the next thing we're going to do? What's the next thing we're going to do? We still have some work. The green beams are entering into the purple beams. Look at it right here. This green beam is entering into the purple beam. It's not supposed to enter. All the green beams are entering. Look at it, it's entering. It's supposed to stop where the purple beam starts. So they're all entering. So how do we trim these green beams out of the purple beam? We need to trim them. So what we're going to do is that we're going to make use of a tool called the cut back tool. So let me minimize my app. Let me minimize my app here. So click on this, take it away. Okay. So like I said, that I'm going to use the cut back member to cut these green beams out of the purple beam. So where is the cut back member? I'm going to go to my ribbon. My ribbon is just this. We have parts. First, we have modify. We have cutting. The cutting section is where the cut back tool is located. You see lengthen member. Lengthen member here. We move to the next one. Next one here. This one where my cursor is over is called cut back member. So that is the member we're going to use. So let me zoom into the drawing so that we can easily see. We're going to cut off this beam here. So I go back to the cut back member. I click on the cut back member. I click now, you notice that my cursor has changed in form of a square. So looking at the command window, it says select limiting member. Select limiting member. That is the instruction we have on the command window. Select limiting member. Now, what is your limiting member? You have to be very, very careful when you want to cut back. The limiting member is a member that you don't want to cut. You want it to remain the way it is. Now, in that case now, in what we are doing, the limiting member is the purple beam because we don't intend to cut the purple beam. Our intention is to cut the green one. So we select the purple beam. Okay. Now, having selected the limiting member, which is the purple beam in this instance, it says, what do you have on your command line? It tells you select structural member to cut. So the next thing we do, we go to click the one we're going to cut, which is the green beam. Click the first one. And let's actually observe whether it has cut it off before we go on with the other ones. So let me press escape. I'm going to press escape key on my keyboard. Okay. And you discover that it has actually cut off the green beam. The green beam is no longer entering into the purple beam. This one, but this one is still entering. This one is still entering. So we're going to do those ones next. Okay. So now, like I said, that how are we going to cut off this green beam? You go to the cutback member. This is the cutback member here. This is the cutback member. Let me exit this. This is cutback member. So go to cutback member. This is your cutback member. Click on cutback member. Click on cutback member. Now, on your command line, it tells you select limiting member. Your limiting member is the member you don't want to cut. So we select this one. We don't want to cut it. So select structural member to cut. We want to cut this. We select it. Then again, we still have other members to cut. So I don't want to press escape. I want to keep on cutting. Okay. So now it tells me again, select limiting member. This is the limiting member, the purple one. I select it again. Now what do I have? Select structural member to cut. I select this one. Okay. Okay, it has actually cut it. Now I need to cut this one. So I'm not going to terminate. I'm not going to press escape. The command is still active. I am told to select limiting member, which is the purple one. Now I am told to select structural member to cut, which is this one here. So all the beams on this side, they have actually been cut. Remains the ones on this other end. So we go back to cut the ones there. So since the command is still active, I can go ahead, no need of escaping. Let me go ahead. So I am told to select limiting member. The limiting member is the one I don't want to cut, which is this one here. I select that one. Select structural member to cut. This is the one I want to cut. Okay. Okay. Let me press escape. Okay. So select limiting member. Okay. Before we go, we select cut back. I click on cut back member on my ribbon in the cutting section. I click on cut back. I am told to what? Select limiting member. This is a limiting member. I'm not told to select structural member. This is my structural member. I'm told to select limiting member. This is my limiting member. I'm told to select structural member to cut. I want to cut this. I select it. I'm told to select limiting member. This is my limiting member. I'm told to select structural member I want to cut. I select this one. This is the member I want to cut. So right now, the command is still active. So to put it off, I press escape. So now all the members have been cut. All the beams along the Y direction that were entering into the beams along the X direction, they have all been cut off. Okay, so now, right now, our skid is actually completed. We've actually completed our skid. So in case this is your first video, we have some about 2 or 3 previous video that we've done on this work. So please make sure you go back. If you need a link, just let me know. Let me know. I'm going to provide a link for you. So make sure you go over the previous videos so that you can actually understand how we got to this level. So right now, we've actually modeled the skid. This is the skid right now. We've actually modeled the skid. What is remaining now for us is just the vessel itself, the drain tank. The drain tank that will be resting on this vessel, resting on this skid. This skid is support. So in our next upcoming videos, we are going to model the drain tank. So watch out for our upcoming videos where we're actually going to model the tank, which is actually an equipment. So I really appreciate your staying with us in this lesson. Thank you so much for joining me, and I would love you to keep on visiting the channel. Please subscribe if you've not subscribed, like the video, drop your comments, click on the bell icon so that you always be notified whenever we upload videos. Thank you so much. If you have any question, you can drop in the comment section, or you can chat me up even directly on WhatsApp. You can chat me up plus on WhatsApp on +234-8038295185. I repeat again, +234-8038295185. Then you can connect with me on Instagram. My Instagram username is EddieSam4Real. EddieSam4Real. I'm going to provide my social media platforms, the links and the names I use on my Facebook page. The name of my Facebook page is EddieSam Online Academy. I'm going to provide a link in the comment section, and the links of my groups. I'm going to provide the links so that you can connect with me. Please connect with me on Instagram, on my Facebook page, and let's keep in touch. So join us in the next lesson and invite your friends and others to join us as well. Thank you. Bye. I wish you all the best till we meet in the next lesson.